Good evening and welcome to your Wednesday, May the 22nd, 2024 edition of the Evening News. I am Jarrell O'Brien. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. President Ali raps banking sector for failing to heed calls to innovate. Local private sector needs to be aggressive against regional non-tariff barriers, PSC chair. GDF pledges allegiance to Constitution, not government, Defense Board Secretary. Welder found dead in car at CORENTYNE BACKLANDS. And one killed, one injured in two-vehicle collision at Liverpool. Now for the news in detail. President Dr. Irfaan Ali today reiterated disappointment in the local banking sector's failure to meet expectations in Guyana's growing economy and called for a review of its operations in order to exploit opportunities in the country. Here is Vanu Manikchan with our lead story tonight.
I also challenge the banking sector to do much more, to be more innovative, to be more proactive. We can also evaluate how well the banking sector has performed in this challenge. The banking sector has been given one of the most dynamic platforms to support capital formation in this country. Yet to date, the banking sector has not responded with the speed, efficiency, reliability, and time to exploit the opportunities that are here in Guyana.
That was President Dr. Irfaan Ali speaking at the opening of the Private Sector Commission's annual general meeting held on Wednesday at the Marriott Hotel in Georgetown. According to the head of state, in a rapidly growing economy such as Guyana's, the local banking sector needs to take more risks.
The role of the bank is not to take deposit and to lend in a low-risk environment. The role of the bank is also to seek opportunity, to understand where the economy is going, to create an ecosystem to support where the economy is going, and to build upon what is happening in the country.
President Ali pointed out that while some banks have been working with government to roll out some initiatives, the drive to match the pace of the local business community is not there within the banking sector. On this note, the Guyanese leader called for a review of the mode of operations within the banking industry.
The speed at which the bank has been operating and processing does not match the type of dynamism that is in the economy. And I'm not saying this to be critical of the bank. I'm saying this for us all to review our mode of operation and to find, as we confront these challenges in a new year, a new sense of purpose, a new year in terms of the PSC year, a new sense of purpose in realigning our outlook in the banking sector and our management in the banking sector to match what is required in the economy. This is no way being critical of anything. This is just being very frank and very open with you.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manikchan.
With Guyana's manufacturing sector on the cusp of a massive transformation, outgoing chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Komal Singh, has called for the local business community to be aggressive against the non-tariff barriers that hinder the free movement of Guyanese goods within the Caribbean region. His remarks came on the heels of Trinidad and Tobago recently blocking the importation of millions of dollars worth of milk products from Guyana, in addition to restricting the sale of water imports, something that sparked widespread outrage in the local business community. For years, Guyanese companies have complained bitterly about the trade restrictions encountered with the Twin Island Republic, which is allowed to freely export its products to Guyana with ease. At the PSC annual general meeting on Wednesday, Singh emphasized the need for the local private sector to play a role in ensuring these non-tariff barriers are removed. Let's have a look.
The private sector has a role to play. With the upcoming gas energy project that will be completed and concluded shortly, our manufacturing sector will see tremendous amounts of boost. And that boost will also create opportunity not just locally but regionally. And thanks to His Excellency and the region to start the ferry service, which we've seen should be starting very soon. We need to capitalize on that opportunity to make sure that our goods and services can reach the boundaries outside of Guyana easily. And for that, the Private Sector Commission will continuously work with government and with the region to make sure all those non-tariff barriers that goes against the will of our Guyanese businesses and that stop our Guyanese goods and services from entering other markets when the Guyanese market is open almost to any goods and services that comes into our market. We from the private sector need to be very aggressive going forward to make sure that whatever non-tariff barrier that exists that prohibit our goods from accessing other markets, we need to go and analyze those and work aggressively to make sure we have them removed as quickly as possible. We do not want those non-tariff barriers to exist when our industry starts growing rapidly from the manufacturing sector. For that, our private sector and other members will continue to review those non-tariff barriers and to look at means and ways where we can remove and work with government and the other countries to have those removed as quickly as possible.
Guyana is gearing up to host the Caribbean Investment Forum in July, which will attract a number of investors from around the region and the world. Chief Investment Officer Peter Ramsarup is urging the local private sector to participate meaningfully at the event, particularly to seek out financing for major projects that can transform the national and regional landscapes. Find out more in this Trishelle Sobers report.
This is the third Caribbean Investment Forum that will be held in the region, and this year's host country is Guyana. The forum, which is slated for July 10 to 12 at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, will explore discussions on crucial topics such as sustainable agriculture, transitioning to a green economy, and the digitalization of business operations. An average of 400 to 700 bankable investors from the region will be attending the event. This was disclosed by the Chief Investment Officer and Head of the Guyana Office for Investment, Dr. Peter Ramsarup, during an exclusive interview with the Evening News on Wednesday.
With the President's 2030 plan, we are going to be showcasing much more the manufacturing opportunities in Guyana, such as the moving to the bigger projects, which is the glass initiative, whether it's solar panels to the alumina plant to a gold refinery, building out the infrastructure of the different ports that the President spoke about and the connection with Brazil. Guyana would like to own the region when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to manufacturing because of our energy costs going down.
The conference will also provide a platform for businesses to showcase their development plans and projects to potential investors. Ramsarup emphasized that a key objective of the forum is to foster joint ventures and partnerships. In fact, he said that the Guyana government is planning to partner with the Inter-American Development Bank IDB to guide the local private sector and prepare them for the conference requirements.
We're asking businesses in Guyana to really get on board, get their business plan ready, be ready to meet with an investor in any one of the sectors, ecotourism, agriculture, canning of goods. They should be ready to have serious conversation with financiers that may be coming into Guyana. So we're spending time with businesses, helping them understand what is required when you say you want a partner or you want an investor in your company. And it's a transition of Guyanese businesses in that manner.
Registration for the forum is currently open, and Guyanese, especially the business community, are encouraged to secure tickets. President Dr. Irfan Ali is slated to deliver the keynote speech on day 1 of the event. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
Secretary to the Defense Board and Attorney General Anil Nandalal has rejected claims that the government is politicizing the Guyana Defense Force. This claim was made by opposition parliamentarian Amansa Walton Desir during a recent sitting of the National Assembly. Luanda McAllister tells us more.
She launched a tirade lasting several minutes, accusing our government of attempting to politicize and control the army, accusing our government of attempting to undermine the independence of the army and of our men and women in uniform. I want, as Secretary of the Defense Board, to reject absolutely the allegations made by Walton Desir in the Parliament in relation to the government's attempts and the president's attempts at politicizing the force and undermining the professionalism of the force.
Attorney General Anil Nandalal, who is also Secretary to the Defence Board, rejecting the claims made by opposition parliamentarian Amanza Walton Desir during a recent sitting of the National Assembly. Walton Desir drew her conclusion from an engagement between President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Dr. Irfan Ali, on his birthday. The engagement involved the sharing of birthday cake with the leaders of the Army.
I don't see anything wrong with the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces sharing a birthday cake with members of the force. How can that be interpreted as politicization of the Defense Force? There is no time in our country's history that the Guyana Defense Force is as professional as it currently is. Every commander has had engagements of an open nature, of a celebratory nature, of merriment, of a social nature with the Guyana Defense Force. They have had dinners, they have had lunches, they have had breakfasts, they have had cocktails, they have had parties, they have had a variety of social and other engagements. And commanders-in-chief and the forces that they command have that relationship anywhere in the world.
Meanwhile, Nandalal noted that the primary function of the GDF is to protect Guyana's territorial integrity and sovereignty, for which it must swear allegiance to the Constitution of Guyana. However, he said in so doing, the members of the force do not swear allegiance with any serving political party.
In bearing loyalty and pledging allegiance to the Constitution of Guyana, that defense force must not necessarily pledge allegiance to the government of the day. Though it must support the government of the day, its allegiance and its loyalty is not necessarily to the government of the day, but to the Constitution to which that loyalty is pledged.
Lawanda McAllister, The Evening News.
Coming up, police develops traffic management plan for Independence Weekend Cricket World Cup. And Top Cop meets U.S. officials on improving GPF fingerprint identification system.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
2 day and night facilities will be constructed in regions 2 and 4 to provide a safe space for the children of working parents. Monies will also be spent to rehabilitate and improve the facilities at the Sophia Care Center and Mahaika Children's Home. This $287 million investment is part of the 2024 national budget, which is supported by revenues earned from oil production.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. The body of a quarantine welder was this morning discovered in the back seat of his car on a dam in the cultivation area at Letterkenny, Region 6, East Berbice Quarantine. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael reports that the body had what appeared to be a wound to the neck.
The discovery of the car on the lonely dam at Letterkenny Quarantine, about 400 meters into the rice cultivation area, was made at around 8 hours when people were making their way to work. The man was later identified as 25-year-old Joshua Hard out of Bloomfield village. The car was locked and police were able to get it opened a few hours after trying. Hardat was lying face down in the back seat with what appeared to be a wound to the back of his neck. Hardat had left home the evening before. His mother, Lolita Hardat, said it was unusual for him to stay out all night, explaining that it was about 19 hours that he left home, promising to return in 2 hours.
So after night, my daddy left and got to work. My call and steady on the phone and the phone torn out. So I see that internet not in my car till he left. And then when he come 11 o'clock, when Kial called me, and she asked me, say, where money there? So I tell she say, how money in the house. So she said, me ask you what she want. She said, how he got to do some drill work for she. So she from Albi and she said, so me say, when he come, I must tell him to call she. So me say, okay then.
The family got the news of Hardat's demise through a telephone call. His mother said it was only a few days prior that her son told her that he was threatened by a man who was released from prison on Saturday.
Sunday night, he went to a little drink and he tell me, say, oh, Munu, what not coming to harm and kill her. Oh, he just walk with them too. He been at jail and he only come on Friday for jail, Saturday for jail. And now today, now he kill me Sunday and Sunday. Me not trouble nobody. How he kill her.
Police are looking for a person of interest. The dead man's mother finds it strange that someone would have called the house phone at around 23 hours asking for him, and at that hour on the house phone to discuss business. However, she says she believes she knew the caller.
After this girl called, and she thought, but she not put no number, she blocked the number and she called me. But that person who called me know that voice very well. That was the wife who called me. Our night, that was she called me and find out for her because she didn't know what she husband must do with her.
Police are continuing their investigations. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
A motorcyclist was killed and a pillion rider injured following an accident along the Liverpool Public Road, Corentyne, Berbice last evening. Our Berbice correspondent Andrew Carmichael joins us again with the details.
25-year-old motorcyclist Zahir Ali of Letterkenny Village, Berbice, was pronounced dead at the Portmorant Hospital on Tuesday evening following a collision with a motor car on the Liverpool Public Road. The crash also resulted in 23-year-old Samuel Anderson of Rothall Town, who was a pillion rider, being injured. According to the police, the crash involved a car HD 3517, which was being driven by a 48-year-old man of Limley Village. Police said that HD 3517 was proceeding west along Liverpool Public Road, Berbice, and attempted a right turn north when the black RX motorcycle with the rider and children rider both without safety helmets was in the process of overtaking. As a result, the front portion of the motorcycle collided with the right side portion of the motor car. As a result of the collision, the motorcyclist and pillion rider fell onto the road surface. They were picked up and taken to the Portmorand Hospital where Ali succumbed while receiving medical attention. Anderson was later transferred to the New Amsterdam Public Hospital suffering from a fractured right foot and abrasions to both hands. His condition is regarded as stable. Meanwhile, an autopsy was conducted on Ali's body on Wednesday and the cause of death was given a cerebral shock with hemorrhage and a fracture to the cervical spine. The driver of the car remains in custody. According to Jenny Frederick, the motorcycle involved in the accident was not the one her husband left home with. He left home with an e-bike for Rhodes Hall Town to meet a cousin.
He said he was going to be back early because yesterday was my grandmother's funeral. So he said he was going to be back early. So while riding his scooter bike, going his scooter bike dead on the way, the battery dead, and he called me and he said he want to leave it by one of my brother's friends. And I said okay, so I said go and call. They're gonna tell the guy that you're gonna leave the bike. So he said okay. So when he go, he said everywhere lock up. So I said just put the bike. That's okay. And he said he's gonna catch car and go down, then he's gonna come back.
She said she subsequently made contact with Ali, who claimed that he was at Rhodes Hall in the company of a cousin and promised to be home in half an hour.
And I gave him like an hour and I called back like 7:20 something, and when I called, no answer. I thought probably with his friend or he was on his bed because he usually go play his game and he would come home. So I said probably him there, music playing and he can hear his phone. So, whenever he would call me back, that's thing. But then they say some accident happened and when I go to the hospital, I see what's it. So.
Frederick says she does not know when her husband would have passed the Letterkenny home on his way to Liverpool where the crash occurred. She also does not know whose bike he was riding. The couple has been together for a year and a half and has no children. So far this year, there have been 11 deaths on the roads in Region 6, 8 being motorcyclists. For the corresponding period last year, there were 8 road deaths in the region. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
Anticipating an influx of commuters along the roadways during the Independence Weekend celebrations, as well as during the ICC T20 World Cup Games in Guyana next week, the Traffic Department of the Guyana Police Force has developed a plan to ensure the smooth flow of vehicles and pedestrians during the busy periods. Details in this Wanda McAllister report.
Guyana is preparing for its 58th independence anniversary celebrations this weekend. The country will also be hosting the International Cricket Council T20 World Cup Games from June 2nd to 8th, followed by semi-final 2 on June 27th. These events will result in an upsurge in traffic congestions along the various road networks. But the Guyana Police Force Traffic Department has developed a plan to ensure there is a smooth flow of traffic and that public safety is guaranteed. During a recent broadcast program, Traffic Chief Senior Superintendent Mahindra Singh shared the details of this comprehensive strategy.
After some of the issues that we'll focus on when you have an event or a lengthy weekend, so to say, and without assumption again, persons tend to throw caution to the wind. Persons tend to want to drive at all or in all manners of speed, and it doesn't serve their interests. What about those who are occupants of the vehicle when that driver is speeding? Only this morning I had to look at a file for the Region 3 area, where the driver was cautioned on many occasions by passengers. He still did as he knew he was doing, and which was not appropriate. It resulted in a loss of life.
One of the key measures involves strategic road closures and diversions. Singh explained that certain roads will be temporarily closed or restricted near events, venues, and celebration sites. Proper parking management is another critical aspect of the plan. Temporary parking restrictions will be enforced in key areas to prevent obstruction of traffic flow, with additional parking facilities designated near event venues. An increased number of police officers will be stationed at critical intersections and high traffic zones to manage vehicle flow and assist pedestrians.
The entire experience we want the road using population to have is one which is supported, one which you don't have much time to wait in traffic, so it limits frustration. That in itself helps us now with our statistics reference damage accident. Foreign persons are in traffic a very long time, they get frustrated, their focus wane, and that goes and supports some form of accident. The next thing is this: when travels take place within the space, authorized escorts will move only with designated persons. Now, those authorized escorts are police escorts. We will not see police escorts moving with vehicles, breaching the flow of traffic, just to get one person there at the expense of the general mass. No. There will be no confusion.
With these strategies in place, the police are confident that the Independence Day celebrations and the Cricket World Cup will proceed smoothly without significant disruptions to traffic and public safety. Lawad McAllister for the Evening News.
Commissioner of Police Clifton Hicken and his team yesterday met with U.S. Embassy officials on enhancing security measures of the Guyana Police Force. This meeting took place in the Commissioner's Conference Room, Eve Leary, and it was facilitated by the Bureau of International Narcotics and Law Enforcement (INL) Affairs and the Regional Security Office (RSO) for the Federal Bureau of Investigations (FBI). The meeting was intended to coordinate with the GPF to improve their Integrated Automated and Fingerprint Identification System (IAFIS). According to the police force, establishing this biometric record exchange program between the FBI and the GPF will enable them to benefit from the FBI's database on their criminal and counterterrorism investigation records. The biometric system will include fingerprint scans, palm prints, facial recognition, and iris scans. Police headquarters in a statement said this new feature will be significant in assisting the GPF in its crime-fighting efforts. 1 month after delivering a ruling that the Guyana Teachers Union GTU-led strike in February was legal, High Court Judge Justice Sandel Kissoon has officially handed over the written ruling to the Ministry of Legal Affairs. As a consequence, the government is finally able to file its appeal against the ruling. The relevant legal documents were filed today. Following strike action in February, which lasted for 4 weeks, over issues relating to salary increases and other benefits for teachers, the Ministry of Education had moved to cease the deduction of union dues on behalf of the GTU and had threatened to cut the salaries of those on strike. This led to the GTU moving to the courts to stop the pay cuts. On April the 19th, Justice Kissoon ruled in favor of the GTU that they have a right to strike, and that right is embedded in the fundamental rights and freedoms guaranteed to every citizen of Guyana under the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. However, Nandalal argued that the common law principle of no work, no pay was justifiably applied by the government. He argued that Article 147(2) of the Constitution states that no person should be stopped from exercising their freedom to strike. This means, according to the Attorney General, that the freedom to strike is bound by conditionalities, one of which is the common law principle, no work, no pay. Even as the government is moving to appeal this matter, teachers have again resumed strike action to once again pressure the government into negotiating increased salaries from 2019 to 2023, a position that the government has already rejected. The Ministry of Education this week released a statement insisting that the GTU acts in good faith and honors the 1990 agreement that the reconciliation process be followed. The ministry also reiterated its readiness to work together to determine a multi-year agreement from 2024. And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Thursday, May 23, 2024, at 4 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berwick River Bridge is expected to be closed at 16 hours 35 on Thursday, May 23, 2024, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
T20 World Cup trophy touches down for Guyana Tour, and Vera puts out confident of flying Guyanese flag high at Trinidadian meet this weekend. Details of this story and more coming up in the Sportscast, sponsored by Macor.
American-made Generac pressure washers from Sylvie's Variety Store gives you the power you need to blast away dirt and grime. Providing the perfect cleaning power for any tough jobs around the house or business. From 2,500 to 4,000 PSI. So get the Generac pressure washer today with all the parts and accessories available from Sylvie's Variety Store.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Did you know Gyro Super 95 gasoline has an octane rating of 95, the highest rating available in Guyana? This premium fuel is known to enhance the performance of your engine, making it run smoother and more efficiently, leading to better fuel economy and improved performance. Choose Super 95 for more mileage and better overall performance.
What flavors does Oreo have around the world?
Oreo peanut butter.
Let me see. Oreo cajeta.
Here comes Oreo around the world, the promo that takes you on a family trip to taste the Oreo flavors available in Paris, New York, Mexico, or Rome. Register your packages at oreopromo.com.
Dad! Dad! Is that real? आप लोगों को नजर आ रहा है?